I impress the guests to the dinner party, but don't want to compromise too much on health, then this recipe is just for you. Today I'm going to make a chicken roulade. It's an amazing looking dish. It looks like it has just come out from a restaurant. At the same time, it is healthy. It takes a little bit of effort to make, but at the end of it, the result is amazing. Come, let's make it. Okay, the ingredients. Today I've got some guests at home, so I'm making a larger quantity. So I'm using 3 chicken breasts, 300 grams of mushroom, a bunch of spinach, garlics, around 12 cloves, some rosemary and some thyme. If you have them fresh, use it, otherwise any dried herb is fine. 3 cubes of cheese, some black pepper. I'll be using a mix of olive oil and butter to make this dish. And last but not the least, we need some cling film. Without the cling film, the dish is going to be very difficult to pull off. So please make sure that you have a cling film before you start making this recipe. Put around 3 to 4 liters of water on the stove and leave it there to come to a boil. In the meantime, I'll start butterflying the chicken breast. So take a very sharp knife and cut the chicken horizontally from the middle. Right, so the breasts are butterflied down. So I am going to move to the next step, which is pounding the meat. The reason I like using the zipper bag instead of the cling film is that it's slightly thicker than the cling film, so it's easier to maneuver. You can use the cling film as well for this. Just sprinkle it with some water. Place the butterflied breast in the middle. Now I'm using a rolling pin to flatten out the meat. If you have a meat pounder, by all means please use it, but I don't have one, so I'm just using the rolling pin. At the end of it, it looks somewhat like this, so flat and even. Now I'm going to lightly season this with some salt and pepper. Okay, so the chicken is seasoned now. I'm going to set it aside. Now we'll start making the filling. Chop the garlic. Roughly chop the mushrooms. To the stove now, I'm just going to add some oil and put the mushrooms in and let it saute for a while. So the mushrooms have been cooking for 5 minutes now. I'm going to add the garlic in, a touch of soy sauce, some salt, some pepper, black pepper. Mushrooms are done, setting it aside. I've just cut the stems of the spinach. So the water that I kept for boiling is steaming now. So I'm just going to put the leaf of the spinach there. So very quickly I'm just keeping a water bath ready, putting some ice, and just about like 10 seconds or so put the spinach in the ice bath. So putting it in the ice bath will immediately stop the cooking and retain the color. Next we'll grate the cheese and we'll set it aside. Now we'll start constructing the roulade. Just place the chicken on a cutting board, sprinkle the cheese, spread out the spinach leaf in a way that it covers the full chicken surface. Just towards one side of the chicken, put in a bit more cheese, some mushrooms, and then just gently roll it and set it aside. So one thing to note is I'm not using the entire mushroom. Keep around the third of the mushroom aside, which we are going to use later in the jus. Then now I'm going to start wrapping up the roulade. Take the cutting board horizontally and take out a piece of cling film to cover the entire surface. Place the roulade at the center of the far end of the board and use the cling film to sort of tightly wrap. So use your thumb to push the chicken inward so that nothing comes out and the ends are properly tucked in. So now I'm using sort of a counter motion with the 2 hands to wrap it up like a toffee and just use the surface of the cutting board to make it tighter, like this. Now I'm going to tie up the ends of this, and then just grab a pair of scissors and cut off the ends. Yeah, this is how your roulade should look like. So all three roulades are ready. We'll poach it now. So the water in the pot is boiling now, so we'll put the roulades in. Now we're going to let it poach for around 15 minutes or so. Okay, 15 minutes are up. I'm just going to take them out and immediately put in the water bath that I had prepared. In the meantime, we'll just prepare the jus. I'm crushing some black pepper. Separate the rosemary leaves. Separate the thyme. Chop the herbs finely. Time to finish the jus. I'm adding some olive oil. Add the herbs in. Add the pepper. Now I'm adding the remaining third of the mushroom that I had saved earlier and just saute them. Add a bit of soy sauce, some apple cider vinegar, a touch of salt and a tiny bit of sugar. Add a very small quantity of water in it to make it lighter. Okay, the sauce is done now. Now we're just going to blend it and strain it. Whisk it for a while. Ready, I'm just passing it through a strainer. This will ensure that the sauce is silky smooth. The roulades have been sitting in the fridge for around a couple of hours, so I've taken them out and I've just cut out the cling wrap. Now put the pan on the flame and add some butter. Add a stick of rosemary and then we'll just add the roulades and just saute it till the time it becomes golden brown. So the roulades are done now. Now it's time to cut it. So as you can see, it's very clean and very juicy in the middle still. So time for the plating. I'm serving this with some herb rice today. So I'm going to place 3 roulades and then just pour the sauce in. And there you have it, my chicken roulade. Enjoy. And if you've liked the video, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon for more. Thanks for watching.